Okay, apparently it says that I'm live. All right. For those of you who are already following my channel and everything else, this video is actually intended to go on to the Pepakura library, kind of outline process of like foam building and so on and so forth. Uh, yeah. Uh, and I actually have notes and stuff I'm going to refer to in a moment and everything. So I have to kind of put on my Pepakura library hat for a moment, and I can't mention my how I would normally say, like, hey, I'm whatever that like the channel is listed down there. But anyway, uh, so we're doing Hulkbuster. Uh, I'm actually going to close the door so that way it doesn't white out so much. Uh, I actually have made a few improvements to my shed here. Okay, that at least keeps the door from swinging open because I realize how badly the sunlight will kind of flush it out. Well, 10:30, I was actually involved in activities directly related to building the Hulkbuster, so technically I was started on time. Ended up getting a bit more clutter in here that I'm going to have to clean up and everything first, but I'm just going to kind of go over tools, materials, things like that, so that way there's I can still stick with what it is that I was originally planning to talk about. But if you are doing a large, if you're doing a large costume build and everything else, there'll be a lot of stuff that goes into it that you normally wouldn't worry about for for your normal build. Like I may very likely end up using using this if I go with a specific idea. Various tools. Pretty much, I'm not going to go into a really detailed list because of the fact that if you are undertaking one of these, you should have a basic level of understanding of how to do foam builds, what kind of tools and everything else, why you use a hacksaw, things like that. Like I may end up needing to use that. Glazing putty and everything else. I actually got this because I need to fix a window, but this is actually really good for smoothing out whatever else, depending on how you're going to do a top coat or a shell over it or something. Door hinges. Also, if you have pieces that need to move, sometimes just put a door hinge where the thing needs to move instead of trying to over-engineer a major solution or whatever. Let's see, we got spray adhesive, which works pretty well. Spray paint of different colors, depending on what your build is going to be. Contact cement. This I use. I actually use Weldwood just because it's cheaper. It works just as well as barge. I personally don't like things like E600 or whatever. Oh, sharpening oil is something that is going to be important. And some of this I'm actually going to have to sort it as I go. This is something that you also normally would not encounter when doing a typical build. This is actually a snowboard binding. And And then somewhere around here, I actually have the other one. But what this does is this actually goes into the hole here. So that way, this adjusts depending on how you want to do your stance on the board and everything else, but that's not important. What is important is the fact that it has these two channels. And what I can do is I just shoot the screw down through it. And then I actually, just like at least for using these in a general armor frame that I could swap out the plates on, then yeah, I actually would be able to do things like loosen up the screws and move these, like in and out to the left or right, or depending on like where it is I did the thing. Like I could conceivably put two screws in and then have it so that way, no matter which way this is, as long as you have it on that, or like as long as you have it the vertical or horizontal, then you'll be able to the screw should line up. I'll give it a shot to see whether or not, because it would be nice to have a general mounting system. But yeah, you could sit there and have that, and then because of the thing, you could slide it and adjust the stance and whatever. I like these because of the fact of how these are in here, where the screws go. You put the washer down and go, and then I can also just put in the 4 screws here at the corners, and then
powering off.
And that is not going to move anywhere. So, but yeah, I'll be using these to actually go into boot, and then I actually have my knee pieces already cut, and I'm gonna look at still using this, or cutting out like the main bulk and then just reinforcing the sides of it, so that way I can use most of what I got instead of having to cut new into the wood that I've got for other stuff. So that was like the knee stuff. And then I actually have like this is actually the lower leg and the upper leg simultaneously. And what it is that I actually have here, one of my early attempts at engineering the solution is basically once the actual axle's in, it'll be fine because it'll lock in place, and then boom, that keeps it from going forward anymore. And so it's just a really simple lock thing. And then I did put a lock there just to keep this to limit the movement. And so once I actually put the thing on there, then that actually does, because I did this with the other one. I did actually manage to put. Oh no, I think this is the one. I actually just used a like 1/8 drill bit as my axle just to test it. But yeah, once the axle is in there, then it will actually stay in alignment, and that is okay. So in case I'm this prevents it from just going too far. I really could probably put a lock there and be okay with it. So, but yeah, these are the thing. These are the leg frame. This is the original version, and like I said, I'm probably just going to go because I already have these, and I just have to adjust like the height and everything. I actually am really liking my knee joint. So basically, it's like you got the one here that catches that and supports it, and then on the other side, in this area here, I actually also have another one. So I have, basically the same thing that you're seeing here, I also have in here on the other side of it. And so, I mean, it's just a nicely engineered solution. So that way, when it's there, it's like, boom, this is supporting that is supporting this. And so, it's just a kind of like, it's just a good overall solution. And then what I can do later on is I can come in and I can kind of cut out, I can basically cut out just kind of this whole area just to lighten it up, everything else. And then just, where I have just like well, I would have it, more, but basically you have like about the 1 inch thick pieces on the thing, and then all of this can get taken out. Maybe put in like a couple of little brace pieces or something like that. I just kind of really I know I don't want to do too much to it because I'm already planning on completely building the frame anyway. Because I want to do the next one I want to be the modular universal frame. Other tools and so forth that I'm using, I'm going to actually end up using pretty good bit of this, actually. My original plan was to kind of use this like throughout the entire thing as a support cage. I'm really just going to basically using this up in the torso. And then have like a little bit of maybe some PVC to brace that up, but mostly it's the top half really is all going to be mounted to like the shoulder pieces, so it's really not going to be and then the whole thing is going to be like the main front pillar that's going to sit on the waist piece. So I really don't have to worry too much about bracing the inside other than just keeping it in shape, sort of. And just kind of like, so as I move, I can accurately predict and control how much this costume moves. Fiberglass cloth. I may end up using in some spots, with the. I still prefer the wood glue method, especially because of like with the fact that I'm going to have to actually be inside this thing. I like the wood glue method just because of the fact that the interior, it's a lot better texture first off, but also is like if I end up falling, because it self levels and gets a nice smooth top to it, a lot better than the fiberglass. It's just one less risk of like road rash or something like that if I was to fall while I was wearing the costume. All right. I love my Blue Hawk thing. I have to find out if it's just burnt out, if it was just a collet inside that I need to replace. So not really that big a thing. And god damn, I found my friggin' heat gun cord. I'm pretty sure I actually put the heat gun back over there. But yeah, this is the cord that I was looking for. And so I was hoping to have found the same heat gun that I had that I bought before. So that way I could just swap the cord, like use the new one. And then when it finally burned out, the one that I couldn't find the cord for is still perfectly good, and then I just continue using that one. It was that first one ever burned out. Yeah, this is a roll of foam I was going to use for an associated project to this. I'm really not going to be doing that because I also have an armor that I really just want to kind of just want to improve and repair rather than replace or rebuild. So, but yeah, that is the basic list of like parts and tools and materials and stuff like that. Without like really getting into like trying to get too specific, because like I said, most of it you really should know yourself. Like what goes into doing builds. So we're going to actually skip ahead. And I'm going to, I actually wanted, these videos to be where I was perfectly set up, ready to go, and, it just... Okay, good. Now at least I can move around a little bit. Yeah, I'm actually going to end up spending the first day or so really just organizing everything again, because it's a completely, I forgot just how much just pure volume a lot of this stuff takes up. I mean, oh god, I mean, I love this, but I absolutely have to have my two clamps that go with it, because otherwise it will shift around, everything else, and just so it's like I need to be able to do somewhat precision work. So okay, that goes there. All right. Uh huh. Yeah, spray adhesive. I mean, oh my god, yeah. I usually keep 4 or 5 cans of it around. Uh, yeah, I actually have. By the way, I have multiple versions of the contact cement, and so I'm going to try out different ones. There was one I know that I tried before that I just like, nope, never again. I can't remember if I have it, but. When I say that this stuff takes a while, I mean, it takes a while. Normally, okay, 10, 15 minutes, you can start putting your crap together. This is like you have to let this stuff sit for a few hours before you can. So, depending on just how much I want to take on a unjustifiably unnecessary amount of hardship, I could actually cut out all of the pieces and then start doing it at like the first part that I'm going to build. And by the time I finish putting contact cement on everything, the first part should be ready to start joining. So that would be an interesting like just raw live stream video. Uh, I don't think I'm going to, although I do have like this foam here. I'm probably going to end up putting into a T60. Like I had originally wanted to build one. I didn't get this foam for that. I originally wanted to do a T60 and decided that I was going to do the Hulkbuster instead. So because I'm not going to be using this for the project that I was originally going to, I probably will do the T60 because I have a nice pattern for that. That one, it might take a little bit of work to get ready, but anyway, I'm going to get this up so that way I could talk to see whether or not we can post it to the Peppercurl library and kind of give you guys a general outline of what the future videos are going to be. In the meantime, I'm going to spend a little bit of time getting this crap organized, and then we will start getting to the pattern layout. So I will see y'all in a little bit.